What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled I'm Too Nice and Too Cold. So, had a situation with a lady that I know recently, and it was a bit of a fallout. And some of the females in my life, women in my life, we've had some talks about it, right? Because I need to get a little counsel. And the consensus is I'm too nice. And I laugh at them like, too nice? What are y'all talking about? It's like, you're too nice. And then, but the other consensus is I'm too cold. I'm like, huh? So let me break this down. It's like when I meet people, I'm nice to them. In general, I'm just nice, right? And because I'm nice, they're skeptical of me, right? Because I'm too nice. So, because I'm too nice, it's a reason to keep your guard up. So, people put their guard up. Women put their guard up. Some women put their guard up. And they act, and they do all kinds of things that start to become aggravating, agitating, annoying. And they start being a little disrespectful. And then, over time, I get less nice. I don't get as nice. And then I get cold. And I'm like, I'm done. And because I was nice to them, they can't handle me being cold to them because it's a culture shock. They didn't appreciate me being too nice, but they get mad because I'm too cold now. And I was like, that sounds stupid. And one of my friends, and it was because I got friends I've known for over a decade. And they're telling me about, and I was cracking up with them talking about my past relationships. And I was like running the names down. And it was like, yeah, you see, you was nice to all of them. And I said, okay, so which one of them did I do wrong? That's what I got. Crickets. And like, so which one of them was I cold to when it was over? Too cold to when it was over? Crickets. So the other friend, I'm laughing, and she's like, you gotta stop being so nice. I said, listen, you know how stupid that sounded to me? That sounds like women, the women I dealt with that have these type of fallouts with. It's like, that's like dying and going to heaven. Because like everybody's a Christian or religious or Muslim and they want to believe in heaven. So that's like heaven, I'm not going to let you in because you're too nice. Because you don't have a little edge to you. I'm going to send you to hell because you're too nice. We're going to harden you up and then we're going to let you back into heaven when you can act a fool. And my friend just was pausing like, you know what? You ain't. And I'm like, I'm just saying. It's stupid. Now, the too nice thing, I remember 50 Cent talking about this. He says, sometimes when you're too good to people and you take away what you do for them, especially women, they feel like it physically hurts them. You didn't do anything to them. You just pulled away. It physically hurt them because of what they got accustomed to you being in their life. And I definitely get that. And that's part of the reason why I'm quote unquote too cold. Because, when you're with somebody or dealing with somebody or getting to know somebody, you're supposed to do right by them, treat them right. So when you meet a person and you're doing them right, I'm not saying, and I'm not one, and I've overextended myself before, and I'm not, but and I've also just extended myself. And some people are selfish. Like when men deal with women, a lot of women are selfish. So when they get selfish, it really doesn't matter if you extend yourself a little bit or a lot. They're just going to be a taker, right? So when they're a taker like that, I just cut them off. At a certain point, I'm done. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. And then it's like, wait, what? Because they got dependent on the idea that you was going to continue to be nice and giving. And then when I stop being nice and giving, then I'm cold. Then I'm mean. I don't gotta cuss them out. I don't gotta dog them out. I ain't gotta treat them bad. I just gotta stop. And when I stop, then I'm mean. And then it's like, well, you're not gonna do this? No, I'm not. But I'm so used to, okay, that's what you know. You wasn't used to that before you met me. So now you gonna be, not used to that when I'm gone, right? And what ends up happening is, I'm too nice, but I'm too cold because, some of those women in my past, they would act like they did me a favor. So they would leave entitled, like, I can get this anywhere from anybody. I'm like, okay, go get it. That didn't work out well. Others knew, in fact, that they wasn't going to get that type of treatment from anybody because they hadn't had it before, or it was a long period of time prior to meeting to me that they had somebody to do the things I do. So they know it's gonna be a long stretch of time after that. So they would, have these breakdowns, these fits. Some of them will be crying hysterical. I mean, some of them even got angry and tried to get physical with me. Like, they'll be like, I'm done, man. I ain't got time for this. But all of them came back in some way, shape, form, or fashion and either tried to holler again or apologize. And even the ones that apologized, in some ways, were trying to holler again. So it was interesting, to say the least. It's been interesting. And I can say sometimes the too nice and too cold thing. Some women came hooked up with me later, and they realized they became nicer to other people because I was too nice to them, and they weren't nice back to me, and I got cold and walked off. And then they realized, man, if I want people in my life, I got to actually treat them a certain way. The other thing is, I don't know why, because me and a friend of mine was talking about this last night, where there's been a scenario where I'm better, like when I'm too nice to these women, when I'm no longer around, they look at me better in retrospect when I'm cold than they did in the present when I'm nice. And what I mean by that is, when you're doing certain things and you're being good to people, and they have and they're unappreciative. Like if you're doing something that somebody doesn't appreciate it, you stop. That's how I look at the whole thing. Like I'm a giving person, I'm a nice person or whatever. But if you don't appreciate it, I'm done. I ain't got to do nothing else for you, because it was an effort. I chose to do it for you. I can choose to stop. It's not like I'm dangling the carrot in front of you. You know what I'm saying? We cool or we not. It's very simple. But the thing about it is, looking at it like me being nice makes me a doormat or a punching bag, and I'll sit there and start looking at you like, okay, so I did this because I thought it was a nice thing to do, and you gave me the side eye and you took a shot at me for it. I'm not doing that no more. But the thing about it is, I won't do that again. I might do something else. You do that, I'm not doing that no more. I might do something else. You do that, I'm not doing that no more, and I ain't doing nothing at all. 3 strikes, you out. And then it's like, wait, But when I'm gone, all this stuff that I did in that time frame, I start getting remembered for. You know, all the stuff that was overlooked. Then it's like, nobody ever did that for me. Nobody ever did this for me. I remember he did this. I remember he did that. How did you respond to those things? Not so well. So then what winds up happening is, in retrospect, I'm a great guy. But when I turn cold, you know, you were kind of spoiled. You know what I'm saying? But then you want to spoil me back. Like, I've got a lot of exes who wind up hollering because they got with the next dude and they did him right. And then they got done dirty. And then they tried to holler back. It's like, I get what you... I get I shouldn't have done this. Can we kind of be friends? Most of the time I'm like, nah, not really. But I'm too nice, but I'm too cold. Anyway, catch y'all on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.